I will take you to the Patriotic Alliance's media briefing as they give their own response officially to the Government of National Unity and their disposition as a party, in fact, in the lead up to what is going to unfold in the 7th administration. In fact, I understand that briefing, it appears, has already just about begun. They can see Kenny Gunene about to take his position. Let's listen in.
And thank you for honoring this invitation. We always, as the PA, appreciate the presence of the media, as the media is critical to informing, the public about what we are doing as political parties. This press conference is informed by the performance of the Patriotic Alliance in the past elections and the way forward. Our plans as we move forward with nation building of our country. But as the spokesperson has said, we don't want you to wonder who is with us here in front and why are they here. So I'm going to start by introducing these patriots who are here, together with some of the soldiers that have come with them. I will not go into the names of each and every one, but I will just highlight those that are key. Let me also acknowledge the presence of one of the activist attorneys, lawyers, who we know has been in the forefront of the Marikana battle, Mr. Andries Nkome, who has graced us with his presence. May you please just stand up so that you can be seen. We don't know if he is signaling something by coming to our press conference, but we'll just acknowledge his presence for now. We have next to me the former national organizer of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Patriot Patrick Sindani, who has decided that it is about time that he becomes part of the only organization that puts South Africans first, that respect the rule of law, but that also say we are patriots and we need to take our country forward. Thank you very much, Patriot Sindani. We also have the founding member of EFF, former APC councillor in Mfuleni, former EFF member of the legislature in Gauteng, and former member of National Parliament. These are the people that, the person that has been in the forefront of the growth of the EFF, Ntate Kenny Motsamai, Maibito. Let us please give him a round of applause. And then amongst us, we have former West Rand regional chair, twice, the first EFF female chairperson in the whole country, a former MPL in Gauteng legislature, Metina Mabala. Patriots, we also have former regional secretary in Johannesburg and also a peer councillor of the EFF, Silumko Mabona. Salute. From Mpumalanga, we have former provincial deputy and member of parliament, acting chief whip, caucus whip in NCOP, was also an EFF PR councillor, also an MPL in Mpumalanga legislature. You didn't put the name. Semzanda Mela. We also have former Joburg Soweto Region D convener. You also did Oscar Mabunda. We have former member of parliament. I've already introduced him. We have former EFF PR councillor Joburg and regional leader Selotadi. We have Bitsepo Skosona, community activist, who is with us also. Thank you very much. These are the people that I would like to introduce from the EFF that have joined us. We are grateful that leaders of the caliber of these people that I've introduced have joined the vision of our president and our deputy president of leading this country into growth, economic growth, into jobs for our people, into stability, but also into making sure that South Africans are able to find work, to industrialize this country, to make sure that our minerals work for the people of South Africa. Patriots, we also have a leader, a former regional secretary of Dudula, who has come with his commanders that are sitting amongst us, Ntate Tshepo Tokwe from Eguhuleni. I must indicate that he has come with 2 combis of his commanders that are all joining the Patriotic Alliance. We also have the president of African Religious Healers, Indigenous Healers, African Indigenous Healers, the president Matsidiso, who is also an archbishop. I must also indicate that she is joined by other members of this organization, which is very strategic in partnering with us, as you would understand, that we are the only political party in this country that has got a league of traditional leaders. We call them royal leaders, correctly so, as they are not leaders of traditional dancers. Calling our royal leaders traditional leaders is an insult. And that is why the Patriotic Alliance has taken the fight and the plight of our indigenous leaders, our royal leaders, to heart. We have Patriotic Royal Alliance, which is headed by the national chairperson, Prince Manene Tabani. That is how seriously we take the issue of our traditions, heritage, and culture seriously. And we are humbled that the indigenous healers have also joined us as part of us taking this fight forward. We want to also empower our traditional healers. Western medicines sometimes don't help us. Yes. And some of us would then turn to our traditional healers, but they are not being recognized. Yes. And as a party, we want them to be recognized. We want to preserve our heritage and culture. And at this point in time, I'm going to actually make this humble request to the president of the Patriotic Alliance in his capacity as the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, to please invite all traditional healers, to invite all the royal leaders in this country into a meeting where they must make their inputs on how heritage, arts, and culture can be preserved in this country. This is a call that I am making to our president in advance. And I know that the Honorable Minister of Sports and Culture is a very humble man. We are going to speak to our expectations, but this is the very first expectation that we have of the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, not to just talk to sports people, but to have a big meeting where he will invite, whether it's Contralesa or Rolesa, because there is a new organization of royal leaders called Rolesa. Rolesa stands for Royal Leaders of South Africa. I hope that they will also conscientize those from Contralesa to take away that traditional leaders in their name. They are not leaders of traditional dancers or traditional events. Patriots, that being done, we also have a national member of SANCO who has also joined us. He is accompanied by the former regional leader of SANCO in the West Rand. They are also here to join us. Kimme Potts Peterson. May she please stand up. Silence. Let me move on to the other items of the day. Patriots, the Patriotic Alliance put a resounding victory for itself. Our performance in the past elections was not out of blood and sweat. We went through all the corners of South Africa, talking to traditional leaders, to royal leaders, talking to youth formations, talking to professionals, talking to church leaders, religious leaders, talking to South Africans broadly about the future of this country and how we want to turn around our country. You would remember that the highlight of our manifesto was one of the problematic issues in South Africa, which is the proliferation of illegal immigrants. Our constitution is very clear that immigration officers and police can stop anyone that they suspect of being not a South African to ask for papers. And if that person does not have a valid passport or valid documents to be in South Africa, to deport that person. So the Patriotic Alliance is not doing anything out of the ordinary. Our call for the mass deportation of illegal immigrants is born out of the provisions of the Constitution. So we want the Constitution of South Africa to be implemented. The Constitution does not say you must legalize illegal immigrants. There is nowhere where the Constitution says that. So anyone who seeks to legalize illegal immigrants is actually violating the Constitution of South Africa. The Constitution is clear. You must deport. That is why we have an institution that has been rendered incapacitated, where those who are arrested are kept before they are deported. And our position is very clear and it remains. Abahambe. We are going to continue with that call that illegal immigrants must be mass deported because South Africans are not being employed. Any other person or any other leader that speaks contrary to our position wants to deprive South Africans of jobs. They want to keep South Africans out of the mainstream economy. They want to keep South Africans out of participating in local economy. Our townships have been taken over by Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Somalians, and Ethiopians. We have heard in the East Rand and Heidelberg that South Africans who opened tuck shops were killed by these illegal thugs. And a message was sent that the spaza shops business belongs to Somalis, to Pakistanis, and Bangladeshis. As the PA, we do not agree with that. These people must be taken out of our townships. The tuck shop business, local business, has always been run by South Africans. Even during the apartheid time, we did not have them running our economy. So that call remains as we go forward with our plans. We have, as a party, outshined most parties with our performance. We have grown from 7,000 votes in 2019 national and provincial elections to 330,000 votes. So when we say we are the fastest growing political party in the country, it is not just a statement. The numbers do not lie. Despite our position that we were robbed in the Western Cape, in the Northern Cape, and in Gauteng, we still outperformed many. We are now the 6th largest party in the country from nothing. In the province of Gauteng, we have 2 seats, we had 0. So for us, we have grown. In the province of the Northern Cape, we have 3 seats from 0. In the Western Cape province, we also have 3 seats from 0. In the Eastern Cape, we have 2 seats from 0. So in instances, the people heard us. The people listened to us. And the only thing that can happen now is to grow this party. Our plan is to continue hitting the ground. Our plan is to make sure that we grow the Patriotic Alliance. 80% of our votes or 90% of our votes have come from the colored communities. We are now going to continue going into the white communities, the Indian communities, and most importantly, into the black communities, to go and tell our people about the message of the Patriotic Alliance. A patriot is someone who loves his country and his community. We are the only party whose name defines our vision and our mission. We are not about many things. We are about making South Africa right. We have learned from countries like Singapore. We have learned from countries like Russia. We have learned from countries like China and many others, that when you put your country first, you will be able to grow the economy, you will be able to stabilize your country. We are now going to be faced with local elections in about 18 months' time. That is not far. So our plan is very simple. We are not going to wait for the announcement of the date of local elections. These patriots that have joined us and other patriots all over the country who have been on the ground, we want to have ward councillors, candidates in each and every ward in this country. Whether it's a ward that is run by white parties or by Indian parties, we want to have candidate councillors in each and every ward. Even in the villages, in the rural areas, in the cities, in the towns, it is our duty as patriots, as leaders in this organization, to go and make sure that we lobby community activists, that we lobby patriots who love this country, who love their communities, to stand under the Patriotic Alliance banner so that we can contest local elections in 2026 decisively. We want to win municipalities outright. We want to win metros outright. Because when we win municipalities outright, when we win metros outright, we will be able to demonstrate to South Africans what we are capable of doing when they trust us with their municipalities. At the moment, we have been in coalitions, but we have seen the performance of Patriotic Alliance deployees. We saw the president when he was the mayor of the Central Karoo, the work that he did there. We see the MMC of Transport, who is the deputy president of the Patriotic Alliance, the work that he's doing in the city of Johannesburg. In fact, the opposition and members of the GNU, other political parties in the city of Johannesburg in council, they call him Papa Action. Not because they like him, but because...
All right, so live visuals, as you can see there from that media briefing from the Patriotic Alliance. Speaking now is Kenny Gunene, the deputy president of the party itself. And as expected, he's given some kind of outline of their response to the elections in May, essentially pointing out what many people had already said in the commentariat. You know, for a party that was contesting for the first time, their innings aren't actually that bad, especially when you consider what they've been able to do with it so far. We know that the seat that they have in the National Assembly has been taken by Gayton McKenzie, who, my goodness, has caused such a stir in just the past few days of him taking up that position of Arts and Culture Minister, or Sports Arts and Culture Minister. And that's in part because of the many calls he has made, including the publishing of the list of artists, of course, who received a helping hand from the COVID-19 relief fund some time ago. But very quickly from that media briefing, a number of prominent EFF leaders apparently joining the party itself. And by prominent, I'm talking about some of those who are MPs for the EFF, crossing floors now, joining the Patriotic Alliance. Kenny Gunene is speaking very openly about how their electioneering slogan around the mass deportation of illegal migrants in the country is still very much their driving force as he looks forward to the 2026 local government elections. That's where, of course, you and I will be back at the polls to choose governments that will take over at a local government level.